Hey, what's up, everybody? How is it going? I'm going to do something a little different today. I told you guys I was going to do more content, and I'm going to do that. But today, I'm going to do like a five on Friday, but it's not going to be five, it's going to be like one. Because I want to address some things that a lot of you have been asking me over the past couple of years. And it's about rebuilding my company. So I'm going to get into how I rebuilt, why I rebuilt, and we're going to talk about that right now. All right, hey, I want to start out by thanking everybody for watching. I appreciate the attention. If you like what you're seeing, please hit subscribe. It would really help me out. Also, give me a thumbs up, give me some comments, ask some questions, because I'm going to start doing this Five on Friday thing again. I've got a lot of ideas that I'm going to start working into this channel. I also have a blog, the Scapers Network. It's called scapersnetwork.com, and if you want to subscribe to that, you can go check that out. And in addition to that, I'm ready to rock with this. I want to start with a couple comments that I got on my channel regarding this topic about rebuilding your business, about restarting your business. I got a couple comments here. So one of it is from Mike 2008 Phillies. He said, "Hey Steve, love the videos and we know how busy you are. Would like to hear your rebuild story, from what motivated you to start and got us through the process. I've been rebuilding over the last few years and it was the best move I could have made. This is our 23rd years in business and we are trying to change and be more efficient." I get a lot of these. I got another one here down the bottom that kind of hit home for me. And it's by Will Newcomb. And he wrote, "I had a business with 2 maintenance crews and 2 landscape install crews. I was taking my termite to a friend to weld the pin on the rear bucket. I had the lights on and everything, but a lady hit me from behind. The termite turned over on top of me, but thankfully I was saved. It put me out for a year. My wife, mother, and sister kept 1 maintenance crew together. At one time I had 10 people on staff. Now I only have 3 and 1 maintenance crew. That is all my family could handle at the time. This is the only thing that I have ever done, and I have been doing it for 14 years. I'm 31 years old. I look forward to your future videos, and I have been watching your videos for multiple years. I never thought I would have to rebuild my company and hope to add a landscape install crew. Again, I look forward to your videos. Thanks." Thank you, Will. Hey, these 2 comments, as well as others that I've gotten, I've wanted to address this for a while. So, in 2018, I had just some serious, unfortunate stuff happen within my business. And, this kind of stuff happens. I mean, it's inevitable. If you're in business for 25 years or 30 years or whatever, you're going to have ups and downs. But 18 was really a big down year for me. We were doing sales of well over $1 million. I had 25 field employees. I had an office staff. We were growing, picking up new jobs. Things were going relatively well, but it was rough. It was rough. And if you want to watch my videos, you can go back. You can go back and look at what I had going on here versus what I have now. You can see me talking to my staff. You can check out some of the older videos. We were doing training videos and things like that. So I was building this thing, but I was also having just a lot of, I would say personally, I was checking out a little bit of the company. I was not totally 100% into it. I mean, in any job, in any business that you have, it's going to take time to grow that to something that is actually a legitimate business. And then you have a lot of work and you have to stay on top of it. And quite frankly, that really wears you down. So I got to a point where I think I was letting my staff run the business more than I was even being involved in it, which is good because you want to delegate, but it's also bad if you don't have your hand on the pulse of what's going on with your company. Super, super important to keep that in mind, no matter what size you are. So the beginning of 2018, and this is something I've been wanting to address with you guys for a long time, is when everything somewhat fell apart. with my company. And as you can tell, I posted very few videos since then. So I was posting quite a bit, and then I stopped because I was like, this is a freaking train wreck, essentially. So within the span of about a month, okay, I lost my office manager that had been with me for 12 years. She was essentially able to run this whole administrative part of this company without me even being here. She left. I lost my vice president of operations, who was with me for over 8 years. I lost my head foreman. And within a span of a couple of months, the entire 25 people that were on my field staff were gone. I have nobody left from that time period in this company right now. In addition, to add insult to injury, my accountant, who had been with me for 25 years, he was my accountant. He was also somewhat of a mentor and helped me with my business. He called and said that they had sold their business, and basically he was not going to be involved anymore. And it was like immediate, like, this is it, I'm done. And I got this call like in the same time I was dealing with all this other stuff. And then Turf Magazine, which I had written for a number of years, which is a little outlet for me. Like, doing these videos is an outlet for me. Turf Magazine, my monthly column in Turf Magazine, was an outlet for me to write. I love to write. I love to produce content. That kind of stuff is super cool for me. I got a call from the editor of Turf, and she said, "Hey, you know what? The magazine's closing. Like we're done. So no more column." And so here I am at the beginning of 2018, and I'm like, just kind of shell shocked. Like, what the hell has happened? Like, I went from, like, I have nobody, okay? So I had to scramble I hired an office manager, put an ad on Indeed, found somebody really, really good. And she came in, started working with me right away. I went through a couple operations managers in the past couple of years. The first one I hired he was awesome, but it just didn't work out for us. So right now, I am in the process of rebuilding my staff. I'm in the process of rebuilding my company. I downsized. I got rid of a lot. I've talked about this in my older videos. Our sales were well over $1 million a couple of years ago. Now they're right around $1 million. So we definitely downsized, and I just rebuilt systematically. So it was a lot coming at me, and I was ready at that point. Probably around the second, third month of 2018, I got to a point where I was like, maybe it's time to just call it. I've been doing this for 20 some years. Maybe it's time to just end it all. And I made a decision. I really thought about it. I thought about it seriously. And I made a decision that, I'm not going to go out on the bottom. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out on top. And so that was kind of my mantra. I'm not going to walk away. I'm not going to let it kick my ass. I'm going to rebuild this thing, and I'm going to build it better and stronger than it ever has been. And that started right away. After I got my head together, I started really, working on my personal self. So I had a lot of things to sort out within myself. And if you're rebuilding your company and you're doing that, you need to start with yourself and your why. Why do I want to do this? Why do I want to keep going? It's a little different than when you start the business. When you start the business, it's a different animal. Rebuilding a business that's been around for 20 some years is totally different than restarting. Or than starting, I'm sorry. So rebuilding a business, you've already got all this, you've got the customer base, you've got equipment, you need the people, you need the right people, and that's very difficult. You can't just pull them out of a hat. So I went about just slowly rebuilding this business. I hired my new office manager, and she was with me for a couple of years and just left, but I got somebody else to replace her that I brought up from the ranks that had been working here for the past year. So what happened? What did I do? So here I am. My heart's not into it. I'm not loving life at this point. We were just going through some rough patches. So I decided, and I wrote a couple notes here. So I got to work, I scrambled, I hired some people. I really worked on eventually, like I downsized my customer base to people that I thought were best suited for my company. I came up with some new, basically a new philosophy, a new vision of what I wanted for Southwest. And I started working on that. I started working on it by myself. And one thing you'll notice about the videos that I've been doing lately is I've been more out in the field, just working, not really doing the physical work, but making sure that I'm Gary Vaynerchuk, who I watch a lot, talks about clouds and dirt. Like you have to be in both in business. And sometimes you have to spend a little more time in the dirt. And that's what I've been doing the last couple of years, really getting down to the nitty gritty of what's going on with this business, being involved in every aspect of it, from the field to the shop to the equipment, trucks, trailers, everything. Like where a lot of that stuff in the past, I didn't deal with it. I had other people deal with it. So I got back into everything 100%. 100% of dealing with every single customer, 100% of dealing with every single employee, 100% of dealing with every issue that comes up in this business. I stopped delegating and I started just taking it all on myself, which was a huge change for me because I wasn't having to do that for the longest time. I was able to come in, in the morning at 8:30 after all the crews were gone and meet with my staff and start, discussing the day and what we're going to do, and having meetings with my staff about, sales, enhancement sales, new sales, what we're going to do, systems, things like that we were going to do. Totally different animal now. So I went from 25 people down to about 12. Now we have about 15, and we're going to grow this thing back. And I want to take you on that journey now that my head's on a little straighter and show you, what I've done and how I've done things to build this thing up. So this is only part one of the video because I know I can drone on about this, but bottom line is I wanted to give you a little background about what I've been through, about what started this trajectory to where we are today, and today how much stronger of a business we are just because of everything that happened. I wouldn't want to go through that again, but in one sense I'm kind of glad that it happened because it was able to bring me back down to kind of the dirt, the earth, and put me back in the mix 100%, which is where I needed to be. And it's been a lot of work, but we are definitely stronger than we've ever been. And that's a good thing. And we're going to continue to move in that direction. And I'm going to go over things with you guys like hiring processes. I've done some serious changing to my hiring processes. We do drug testing. We do background checks. I interview people multiple times. I know it's a pain in the ass. That's why I only have 15 people instead of 25, because I am being super picky about who comes on staff here. And that's from everybody to the field, to the office, to account managers, ops managers, everything. The good news is I have 2020, so I can look back, 2020 vision, and I can go back and I can say, listen, I saw what we became, okay? And I saw what a bigger company can be and what I need to do now to make it a bigger, strong company. And that's almost priceless because I had a lot of time working in that environment. So I want to show you though that it's a struggle. I'm trying to show you all the things that I've been dealing with on a daily basis, from going out to jobs to, I was out the other day shoveling snow at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've not done that ever. So you can check out the video. Maybe at the end I'll show you a little bit of it. But I was actually, I am in this 150%. So I'm going to wrap this up because it's, I'm droning on. But bottom line is, this is part one. I'm going to get into some more logistics of it, but I really appreciate you watching. I appreciate the attention. Thanks for watching, and I will get back with you guys on the other things that I have done to grow this business, to rebuild my company. And I thank you for your comments, man. I really appreciate it when people write things like that because it makes me think, I'm not the only one that's had to go through this. And I know I'm not. But thank you all for writing in, making comments, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We will talk soon.